Alright guys, so we are back here at home and I'm about to show you everything that we've purchased for this like harvest wreath that we're gonna make for our customer. So let me show you everything that we have. So here we have our cute image that's gonna go in the center of the wreath. We have a couple of leaves. We have some pipe cleaners, the mesh, the cute little harvest decorations we got at Hobby Lobby, the bow, some little pine cones, and we have this ribbon as well we got from Hobby Lobby that's really cute. And let's not forget the wreath itself that we got that one from Dollar Tree. I also have my glue stick over there getting ready to heat up for when we get started on the wreath. So let me bring over what we're gonna use first, which is our wreath. Okay, so we are actually gonna be putting this one here in the center. We're gonna probably get rid of this little string and we're gonna be gluing it on top of after we put the mesh. So I found two of these really cute you know, patterns and colors for the mesh on the wreath. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with that. Alright, to show you how I get started with the wreath and placing the mesh, we're going to go ahead and start on one of these corners. I have one, not a corner, but one of these that have one of these edges. We're going to pull the mesh through completely, and then I'm going to grab it end to end, and we're going to tie a little knot here on this corner with the mesh. Once we're done with it, we're gonna cut off this little excess part. So there we have our little knot. It's gonna start making like this little poof, and that's kind of what we want. So we're gonna pull it through like this. Look at, you know, the height that you want your mesh, your wreath to be, and then keep it that height. So once we have our first little loop, we're gonna pull the rest of the mesh through the next little area here. Make sure to keep your mesh, you know, facing the right way. We're gonna pull it through, kind of fix a little bit. Keep it the height that we want it, and then move over to the next. Like this. And we are gonna do the same thing all the way down until we get to the very end. So once we've done this first row, we're gonna come back to the middle while we're holding it all down, you know, with our other hand. We're gonna make the next loop, push it tight, and we're gonna keep going all the way down. All right, so it's gonna look like this pretty much all the way around. We just gotta, you know, fix it up a little bit, but we'll do that again after we're done with the whole wreath. And then we'll start putting our decorations. So, alrighty guys, so we are done with the majority part of the wreath, or at least putting the mesh. I wanted to leave this end empty so that we could use this mesh and fill it in. Just to quickly go over how I closed it or finished up the wreath. This is the back after all those loops, and we just made, we had gotten these pipe cleaners, and we made a little knot with one of them as well on the other side, and we just cut off the excess of both little knots, and that's how those are done. So we're gonna go ahead and continue adding this mesh onto what's left of the wreath. And we're gonna do the exact same thing as how we started the other one. We're gonna grab both ends and make a knot here on the wreath. Sorry if you can't see this part with the angle of the camera, but initially it is the same thing as how we started the other one. Just a quick little knot here on the wreath. You gotta make sure to tie it at least, or knot it at least twice, just to hold it. And then once we finish up, we're gonna go ahead and use that pipe cleaner, just like how we did before. So that knot is all done. We're gonna go ahead and pull our mesh out to get that shape and the height that we want. Once we got that first one, we're gonna go into the second loop and go on from there. Alright, so we have reached the end here, and I just wanted to show you how I finished off the little mesh part and applied the pipe cleaners. Let me just roll this up real fast. Okay, so we're gonna get one. We're not gonna use it all, so we're gonna go ahead and just cut it in half. So I pretty much just passed the pipe cleaner straight through the mesh. There we go. And I go around it. That way we have a nice grip on the mesh. It doesn't unravel. And we're just gonna go ahead and tie it onto the metal part of the wreath. And we'll just cut off this excess part right now here in a minute. So there's that. We're just gonna fluff it up a little bit more. So there we have our garland, our mesh garland, and now we can go ahead and start decorating. So let me cut up some ribbon. We're gonna use some ribbon. We're gonna use our little decorations here. And some leaves. So let me get that ready. I have scissors, hello. This cute bow is gonna look so nice. So I want to leave this as the top part of the garland So it'll actually be like this. This will be the top and this will be the bottom. So when we put the bow on, it'll be down here like so. And we'll have this little nice decoration right up here like this. So let's go ahead and decorate. Alright, so I have cut up the pieces of ribbon and I'm gonna go ahead and attach the pipe cleaner to it. That way it's easier for us to tie it into the wreath. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that to all of these. Alright guys, so I do have the wreath facing me because I want to be able to see sort of where I'm going to put everything. So just for to see where I'm going to be putting this middle part, and I don't want to be putting any of these decorations on there. So I do have my hot glue gun going, and I am going to kind of center it a little bit towards probably the top, because I want to put this bow on here on the bottom. Just like that. So that's probably where I'm gonna go ahead and glue it on. So I have my glue gun here. Gonna go ahead and put some glue on the back. And on the top here. I like to put it on the edges because that's where the image is pretty much going to be touching the mesh, and we want it to glue. You don't really have to put any in the middle because of course we have this hole. So I'm going to go ahead and put it right there. I'm just going to put a little bit pressure down so that the glue can hold on, or that the glue can get you know, stiff with the mesh. So I'm just gonna let that sit there. We can work around it. I did go ahead and put the pipe cleaners on each of our little ribbons. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting those. Remember that there is those rods on here that we can put the ribbons on. Let me show you up here where you guys can see. So there is that rod in here. We wanna find it in between the mesh so that you know, you can't really see on the outside, and it looks much better. So we're gonna go ahead and put the pipe cleaner to the loop, pull it tight to the rod, and then just twist it, twist tight, and then we're gonna go ahead and cut off the excess. And we can always reuse these pipe cleaners at this size, so we are gonna save those. Then we're just gonna pull the mesh back together and then pull out the ribbon. This ribbon does have wire on the side, so it's much easier to, you know, play with it, move it around, and get it to stay. So we're pretty much gonna do that with all our ribbon all around. And then with our decorations, we're gonna put some glue on here and then place some, you know, all around our garland, making it look really cute. So we're gonna head and do that as well with some of our leaves. So let's get started. And this part is pretty much up to you. Just go around your garland looking at where you can fill in these, you know, sort of these gaps all around. You're trying to make it look cute and pretty. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just placing the ribbons on there. I'm twisting it on so that it's tight, but I'm not yet cutting the pipe cleaner. Since I am going to be cutting several times, I'm just going to go ahead and place it on, and then I'm just going to flip it over one time and then just cut all the excess out at once. Save us a little bit more time. So this one I am gonna cut. It's actually on the top part of the mesh, and I won't be able to cut it from the bottom. So I'll cut that now. Okay, so we're just gonna finish up with all the ribbon. That's cute. Alright, so we have all of our ribbon on there, and that's all set. We're gonna go ahead and put our cute decorations on here. Like I said earlier, we're gonna put a couple of dots of glue and we're gonna just stick them on. We just wanna go around and see kind of where you're gonna place them. Sometimes the mesh really helps and it makes, you know, these little holes or something that you can fit the decoration in, or you can just place it right on top of there. Wherever you want on the mesh, where there's a ribbon that looks really cute. Anywhere around, you know, your garland, just making sure that it looks cute. I keep saying that it looks cute because that's how I like to think about it. And then we don't forget our little pines. We don't want it to look, you know, too filled, and it doesn't have to just be on the top. It can be towards the sides too, because, you know, you see that as well. So let's just go with our glue and start gluing some of these decorations on. So when you go to put your glue on there, make sure you see where kind of your decoration touches. That way that way you're not wasting your glue, and you use the spot that your decoration is touching the mesh. That way you go ahead and just put the glue there. I'm gonna probably need to put, these pine cones are kind of heavy, so you gotta glue it, you know, on several spots just to make sure that it doesn't fall off. Thinking about where I'm gonna put this cutie. Maybe I can put this one right here. Yeah, let's do that right there. And we are using the glue gun on low temp, so you know it's not too hot, so it does dry fairly quickly onto your wherever it is that you're gluing it on. I'm actually gonna take this one off here because I'm gonna put our bow. Got some glue on the glue. Okay. Okay, so I've already glued all of the decorations on there, and I went ahead and glued the bow. So the next step to do is we're gonna go ahead and put these leaves all around the garland. So I've already cut them up, and I already know exactly where I'm gonna put them. So we're just gonna go ahead and grab the glue gun and start putting them all around the garland, and this would be the last step. So let's do that. Alright guys, so we are all done with our harvest themed wreath. I'll show you some really cute pictures at the end of this video so you can see what it looks like up on an actual door. If you guys want to see more videos like this, go ahead and like and share this video. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, TikTok, our YouTube page, and our Instagram. So we'll see you guys next time in our next vlog, and thanks for watching. Bye.